This is part 3 of 3. This episode, we are concluding our email strategy sequence. If you're an elder law or estate planning attorney, and if you have an email list, which everyone pretty much does have an email list these days, right? If you have an email list and you're not sure what to email these people, or if you've been listening to our previous episodes, the last 2 episodes about this segment is for those of you who don't know what to send these contacts. These contacts, if you don't email them, they're going to fall through the cracks. These are the people who download a freebie from your website. They give you their email address and they never get contacted again. But now that we're talking about this sequence introduced by Donald Miller through his book, Marketing Made Simple, this stuff works. Countless companies use this system and they swear by it. We use it and we know it works. And our clients use it. Our clients being elder law and estate planning attorneys, they use it and it works. So we are going to talk about step 2. In our previous episode, we talked about step 1, which was the first 6 emails every email contact should get from you. They give you their email address, then there's 6 emails you need to be sending them. All of these emails are very strategic. They're short, but they're full of strategy, guys. And there's a definite strategy to every single email. There is a reason for every single email. The first 6 emails were all about sales, not too sleazy, but it's about introducing yourself, promoting yourself, showing what you're worth and how you can help. So after this first 6 emails is done, then we move on to step 2. And that is what today's episode is all about. Step 2 is the nurture sequence. Now that we're moving from sales, we're moving to building trust. Now we're going to build that relationship with them. Keep sending them really valuable information that you know that they're having questions and need answers for. So that is what today's episode is all about. Thankfully, you don't even have to hire a copywriter because we've written emails for you. Welcome to Elder Law Growth. This is the place to be for all things marketing for elder law and estate planning attorneys. If you need the tools and the skills, this is the podcast for you to market your law firm without wasting any of your time. Hi, I'm Amy Hurst. I'm the marketing manager here at Bambiz. And here in this episode, we're going to talk about building relationships with that email list of yours. So let's dive in. I'm going to share my screen for those of you who are listening on the podcast. I will walk through and talk you through this, so you will be able to hear what everyone sees. All right, so this is the nurture sequence. The nurture sequence is different from the sales. So every email is less than 300 words. Now, I will say when lawyers do send emails, which very few people do, but when they do, the email is really long. It is a wall of text. We don't want a wall of text because most people read at the 6th grade reading level. That is the easiest way for people to understand what you're saying. So everything needs to be simple and everything needs to be short. So just keep that in mind when you're doing these emails and you feel like you need to add in all of the fluff. Don't do that. Resist the urge to add the fluff. So keep your email short, include that PS at the end with that CTA. You always want to have that next step in your emails to let them know, hey, if you're interested, this is the next step you can take with me. Another thing is to include anywhere between 2 or 3 links. Be as helpful as you possibly can. Don't just help them with one topic. Help them with several topics and say, hey, yeah, this email is about Medicaid, but in case you're interested about trust, we just did a great video on trust. You should watch it. Here it is. You'll see. So let's dive into it. So the first email, so say you've already sent the 6 emails and now you're moving on to the nurture sequence because it takes 8 to 15 times to remind people to hire you. It takes 8 to 15 times points of contact to get someone to message you back, to call you. It takes work. But in your case, the work's done for you. Okay, so the first email in the nurture sequence is a personal one. So that's why it's blank, because every law firm's different. So what this is that it's just a YouTube blast. It's like you introducing your YouTube saying, hey, I thought you might like this. We just did this video. Here it is. I'm going to show you our example. So this is our first nurture email in our nurture sequence. Thought this video might help you. So this sparks curiosity. When someone's reading this and when they're looking through their email, their inbox, and they say, thought this might help you, they'll be like, ooh, what might help me? What's this video about? I kind of want to click on this. So people will be more encouraged to click on it, which of course, that's half the battle. It's really difficult to get people's attention to their email. It is. So for us, this was our first nurture email. And so we're basically saying, this is our video. Thought this might help you. This is about answering the questions of how often should you reach out to your list of contacts? What should I send to those contacts? Our marketing manager, Amy, made the short video. Here you go. P.S. If you want help with your newsletters, click here. Or P.P.S. We're offering a sale right now. Here's a discount. So in this email, there's actually 3 links. So that's our example. For you, for your specific law firm, make it specific. Just like this, to say, hey, we just did this video, thought you could use it. Here you go. So for email number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we stop here at 7 emails, but you can keep going if you want. The whole point is to make sure you are actually touching these people at least 8 to 15 times. Points of contact. It's the touches that, us in the marketing world say it. You can keep going if you want. I wouldn't go any less than 7 to build that trust. And each email is basically a frequently asked question that that your potential client is wondering. So all it is, that's all it is. So the subject line, bank accounts. Should your kid be on yours? Because people have actually asked you that. That will capture their attention. And then they'll be wondering, ooh, should my adult child be on mine? Of course, you can always edit this to be completely to your wording. Absolutely. This is just an example. You're welcome to tweak it. So you give them a short answer. Let's see how short this email actually is. We'll use word count. It's only 105 words. That's short. That is short and to the point. That is your happy spot. So your subject line is the question, the frequently asked question. You quickly answer it with a why, of course. So you're educating them, but then you're also giving them the solution. You say, no, your kid probably shouldn't be on your bank account, but we have a better solution. You should try this. If you're not comfortable with giving out specific legal advice through an email, you don't have to. You don't have to. As I said, you can edit this and tweak this to your liking. And then after that, after you address the question and give the solution, say, oh, do you want to learn more about trust? Go here to educate yourself. P.S. If you want help with estate planning, go here. Short and sweet. What's email number 3? Email number 3 is another frequently asked question. Do I need to go broke to get Medicaid? That's another big question. So you, of course, give a really short answer, and then you leave a couple links. So you read the short answer. The link's not selected in here, of course. You'll have to put in your own link. If you want to learn about assets and Medicaid, go here. If you want help with estate planning, go here. Always make sure every email ends with a call to action. You want to make sure they know what to do next. Email number 4, it's another frequently asked question. Can I sell my house if it's in a trust? You can answer the question. And again, I'm sounding like a broken record. So you quickly answer the question in really simple terms, guys. Remember, 6th grade reading average is what most people want. And if you don't know how to write in 6th grade reading average, use Grammarly because it will help you make things easier and simpler. That is one of the biggest drawbacks when you're writing your own content as an attorney, is that you need to get into that 6th grade mindset. And that is what's nice about these. They're very simple. So very simple email. If you want to learn more about trust, educate yourself here. Of course, that makes you look like a very helpful person. P.S. If you want help with estate planning, go here. I'm beginning to sound like a broken record. What's email number 5? Joint or separate trust if we're married. Again, you can always change these questions and answers, guys. Of course, if you have an even better question, change it. Just make sure every email is short and every email has several links. Like for this one, watch my recent video on trusts. The PS can stay the same if you want. If you want help with estate planning, go here. That way you can always turn them back to your website. It's always about getting them back to their website. Email 6 is about gift tax. Email 7 was, now these are the most popular emails right here, the celebrity emails. People love to learn about people that they grew up watching, like Joan Rivers. So guaranteed, Joan Rivers, people are going to want to know about Joan Rivers. So man, those celebrity, because we write our own content for our clients for their social media, the celebrity posts are the most popular. So include them in your email marketing, of course. So this is just some examples, and you can find the link to this document in our podcast. You can download it, you can tweak it to your own liking, of course. And as long as every email, when someone gives you an email, you will now have a way to email them back, of course. And it makes you look like the hero and the knowledgeable person who just wants to help. And that's what this is all about, right, guys? It's about building that trust. If you want to learn more about marketing, feel free to visit our website, bambiz.net, BAMBIZ.net. Thanks for listening to the Elder Law Growth Podcast, the place to be for all things marketing for elder law and estate planning law firms. If you liked this podcast, please leave us a review wherever you are listening to this podcast. If you'd like to outsource your marketing to our team, go to bambiz.net and book a free call with us today.